breaks for them for being so close and falling short. But I had a real good time with them after the game, and then again yesterday, really just talking to them from the heart about what they've invested and sacrificed and how hard they're working, and just systematically go through and talk about the opportunities we have in a game like that. Really, really proud of their resiliency throughout the game, to be able to come back from being down 13 and then making it 13-3 before half, and then getting a big stop right after half. And they got the ball, make a punt right away, drive down the score. So hard, and they're proud of them, and that's encouraging to me. I appreciate that. So I was seeing a tweet thanking them and all of our fans for being loud and being behind us from start to finish. So a lot to build off of, but you know, there are no moral victories. That's not what this is about. It is about competing and putting yourself in a position to win the game, and then having to make those plays to be the difference in the game. And so as you think through that, you know, in the game that we had played, and we went through and evaluated film, and Luke King was the guy that we named as the offensive player of the game, just made, you know, so many clutch catches, and especially there at the end, and just provides a ton of consistency, and very proud of his performance on all these plays. And I thought that Peyton stepped in and defense, and you have to fight and claw and scratch for every yard, and really just kind of thought he did, you know, and protecting the football, and defense, it's not always easy to do, and sometimes we didn't do it, but I thought he did some really good things. And defensively, Tony Fields and Rashard Fant were our defensive players of the game. And the thought that they both, you know, just did a great job at their assigned areas. And I also thought that Chase Dutra played his tail off. He had like 19 total tackles, and counting special teams and defense, and just played so hard. And then special teams-wise, both our kickers, Hayden Whitehead and Griffin Oates, were just on point, you know, with their kicks. And the field goal that got blocked wasn't on Griffin. It was protection, and ended up being a huge play in the game, as you know. But Griffin's huge kick at the end to put it into overtime was great, and he's just really continued to perform at a high level with both his kickoffs, and the onside kick was, he couldn't have kicked it any better. And so a great execution at a critical time there. And then Hayden was averaged over 44 yards and just did a great job of keeping that ball away from a really good return man, and really handled a tough low snap there in the end zone and got that one off. So just continue to be encouraged by those little things. Scout team guys that we always want to recognize that do a great job. Tyler Natee is a guy that is working hard on that side to give us a great look, and Justin Berry. And then that would be the offensive scouts of the week. And then defensive scout of the week, Andrew Stam and Thomas Henderson. Just two defensive guys, linebacker and DB, that have continued to give us a great look. You know, I look at where we're at, and we've in our schedule, and we're the only Big Ten team that's in our first 7 games playing 4 top 20 teams, And that's been a great challenge for us, and a great opportunity to be able to compete against really good programs right out of the gate, and really been good for our guys. Trophy game this weekend is huge for us. The wrestling team is something that we take a lot of pride in. Haven't been able to retain it in almost 50 years, back-to-back wins, and so want to be able to understand what it means. I'm going to do a good job explaining that to our guys in the morning, and have a great week of preparation, getting ready for a very, very solid, very good team that's 5-1 right now, playing good football, and very well coached. So a lot of respect for what the Michigan State staff does with us right now. Question? That's a good question. I think, first of all, Coach Antonio did a great job. He did.
The first drive, the last drive, the second half. How do you evaluate maybe his performance against a good unit?
Yeah, that's his first time playing, a defense with that amount of speed and size and athleticism, and the scheme that they run is tough. And so, I was confident going in, but I was, you never know. I mean, he's a young guy that's going into that environment for the first time, and it's hard, boy. I mean, they're coming at you from every angle, and even amidst all that, our O-line was stressed for sure, but gave us some opportunities, and held up. Got a couple sacks that we gave up, but they bring a lot at you, and I think those two drives you just mentioned to start the third quarter and the one at the end just showed to me great amount of the competitiveness he has, the toughness, just ability to make those quality throws in small windows. There's just not a lot of space to work in, and you're on a really short clock, and sometimes you want him to be able to learn to hold it, and make the progression a little longer. But when you're harping all week about making sure you're moving the chains and not taking those negative plays and protecting the football, it's a lot going on for a young guy. So I thought he did a great job. Really proud of him. And you have a quarterback and you give him a chance to make reads, and those reads are going to be sometimes the way this is how it should have been. And sometimes you say, hey, this is one that could have been different, and you teach off of that. And that's the process of going through and helping him grow and develop. So, but really proud of him, and I think he kind of showed the qualities that I feel he has, and that's why he's in this position. So, really proud of him.
One of the beautiful plays, the one with Jason, opened very briefly in the overtime.
Yeah, and then I like the way we had him high load. You had it right where you want. You had the call you wanted, and you just, but and that's. Somebody asked me about him throwing to his left. I said, well, the ball was on the right hash. We can't say, hey, timeout, I want to put the ball on the other hash. So you got to be able to throw both ways. Now, if it's a 2-point play and you get a pick, that's one thing. But you can't pick that, and you have to have the skill set in this day and age to be able to get your hips right, and he does that all the time. So, but yeah, that was one of those right there, and a couple of those reads, and I liked a lot of the things that we had. I thought we had good calls, and you just got to execute them. And he will. It's a great learning experience for him for sure too. And then it's everybody doing their job.
What kind of situation are you in health-wise with Donovan Hale and anybody else that you're down
Yeah,
there?
I don't want to talk extensively about injuries, but we feel pretty good coming out of this game. I think the guys that all played have a chance to be able to be with us again and should be with us again. All those guys that were out there against Michigan, don't know if we're going to get anybody back this week. Doubt that we will, but it's possible on a couple of those guys. So we'll know more as the week unfolds, and probably by Thursday should have a pretty good idea.
Are any of those guys maybe potentially facing losing the rest of the season, or is it just a week-to-week thing?
At this point, it's week to week. Yeah. Some of them, I guess we'll know more as it unfolds, but week to week right now.
In terms of the offensive line, going against that kind of defense, do you like the progress they made?
There is, seeing teams like them, that they make it really hard. They do. And I think that, you'd like to get some more things, yes, but we were able to, put ourselves in position to win the game by how the legs the offensive line played. And that to me is argument, and so we still have a lot of guys there that are, growing and learning and getting better, and so I thought they had a solid performance that they did. And I go back and watch it, and you see how they some guys struggle more than others for sure, but they've got some of the best D linemen in the country, and really impressed with 73-3. I just think those guys are pretty special, and have qualities that are very rare. And so they create, by the style that they play, they create a lot of one-on-one, both up front and in the back end. And you got to win those, and you can't get as much help as you'd like because of the way they play. So that it does put you on the island in some ways. That improves the offensive line in a situation. So it can be hard for sure, but that's what you sign up for. Yeah, I just think that, when you go through and evaluate where you're at, and there's no question, we talk about the quality of the opponents we've played, is a variable involved with that. And so you got to be able to run the football. We know that. And we didn't run the ball as well as we would like to against Michigan, and that we need to moving forward. But I just think that as you continue to build what you do and get better at what you do up front, that to me is where you just have to just continue to grow. And that includes the runs that we use with all of our backs, including the quarterback. And so I just think that I believe that we're moving in the right direction, even though we still got guys that don't have a starting unit together yet. And sometimes you get through the year and you never get back to that point, but hopefully we will. And so I just think that, it's about balance. You've got to get to where we're balanced in our attack, and that's an area that we want to keep growing for sure. And got to stop the run. Yeah, it was, but man, we didn't pick that right. Gosh, that's one you want bad, guys that don't usually make mistakes, and the kids did, and they know who they are, and we've addressed that, and it wasn't for lack of effort. It was just bad fit by two guys that are really good players for us. And so, that's the thing. You look at, we've really stopped the run well, for the most part. We do have gotten worn down in some games, but a team like that, we held them to 50-some yards passing, and we knew they were going to have to run the football, and they get in all those big, heavy sets, with as big guys as they have. And so it can put some stress on you. But to me, that run and then the overtime run, neither one of them should have happened. I mean, I thought the overtime run was a tackle for loss. Matter of fact, I'm already doing this, that he's tackled for 2-yard loss. And then all of a sudden, then he's out the gate, so he's got great quickness. He's a really good running back, but that long run to me just was bad fit, and so he did a lot of great things. He had 8 3-and-outs. He only had 15 possessions. That's over half the possessions with 3-and-outs, and 2 of 13 on third downs, and to continue to do some great things. And but we can't give up those long runs. I mean, we want to be the reason why defensively, and that long run, and then we had him on the 16-yard line. I thought that was a critical play. As a matter of fact, I made a big deal about that. so it's just, you got to, you get 2 weeks in a row of working against that kind of look, and so you make your adjustments and you attack it from there. So, but I just think that's the lesson learned, and I tell them it's always about the little things, fundamentals. It was fundamental fitting of a base concept offensively that we didn't get right, that you do kind of from day one. But can you do it, late in the game when it matters? And that's the key. And that's the whole, once again, it goes back to depth. Yeah, there may be some fatigue involved in that. I don't know. I'm not using that as a reason, but that whole component, getting guys in there, keeping a lot of guys playing, and then being able to get those hits. But to me, it was just poor execution on our part.
Michigan State has another defense that's highly ranked nationally.
They do.
What do you like about what they do?
They just they play extremely hard. They play a style that basically, takes away the run and kind of dares you to throw a little bit in a lot of ways. By the way they play their scheme, and that's what I like to do too. I just think you got to play that way and force them to throw the ball over your head to beat you. With those less high percentage throws, and so. Coach D'Antoni is a defensive guy, and always respected him in that role before he became a head coach. And so I just think that they play hard, they play physical, they're fundamentally sound, and don't give you, there's just not a lot of, creases. Everything's very compressed, and they contest the throws, they play the coverage that allows that to happen. And I just think that they, was good defense, good, solid, fundamental defense. He's still trying to get him back to being full bore, for sure. Not quite there yet, but getting closer, and want to get him more touches. I've said in the beginning, I thought he was our most well-rounded guy, at that position, with all three things involved: running the ball, catching the ball, pass protection. And so it's hurt us not having him in there, and hopefully he'll be even, at a higher level this weekend. So that's definitely a positive for sure.
Kind of talked about it last week, but just creating turnovers. And I know Michigan's really good on ball security, so maybe it's not the best example. But do you still feel like there's maybe gains you can make in terms of maybe creating those opportunities and then capitalizing?
Yeah, I thought again, we had a pick that was overturned, unfortunately, and then another dropped interception, that cost us. I thought that was one we got to make that catch. And then the other one, the third one, was a backer jumped in there and could have made it, but it would have been that would have been a tough catch. But still, we got our hands on the ball. So just raking at the ball, punching at the ball, just continuing to fight and claw and scratch for those takeaways. They're big. They're big. We need one. We just need another one. We need one more to give us. It's just flipping the field too. That to me is the biggest thing that happens with it. It's just that field position, game you play, those kind of situations. That's where the takeaways, especially if we get it on their side of the 50, that's huge for us. And so getting those is going to always be. And that the one that we thought we had and we didn't get. That's huge momentum swing of field position. So that's really where you have to. We worked on it again. We're not gonna stop. So we just find different ways to do it and keep working and modified our practices a little bit to even add more of those this week. So we're going to get it right.
That was a different year, different teams, but you figure Michigan State's going to be really ready to play Saturday. They came in here ranked last year. You guys.
Oh, there's no question. We're going to get their best shot. Absolutely. And that's a big win for us last year, for sure. And their season went a different direction, after that. And if you remember, they had beaten Notre Dame a couple weeks before that, pretty handily, at Notre Dame. And so it was an impressive win for them. So you never know how seasons go. It's a big opportunity for us to go to East Lansing, at a place where we have not had a lot of success in the past, and so tremendous opportunity and challenge, and so whenever you beat a team that you hadn't beaten in a while or haven't beaten very often in history, remember that experience. Even though they're a young team, they have to be a tough calling. Many guys that were on the field that remember that. you saw and looked at our schedule and how front-loaded it was, you'd really like to be, you wanted to get one of these. You play Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, they're going to be, they could be top 10. Two of them were. Michigan was until the previous week. And so really playing that caliber of a team, you want to knock one of them off. You do, And so, but to be 3-3 at this stage of the game, you win the three that you thought you should, even though Virginia, they're 5-1 right now and playing really good football, and they were a good football team when we played them. So that was a big win for us, for sure, And I just think that, but wanted to be able to in the Big Ten play to be able to get one of these first three for sure, and had our chances this weekend to do it. So to me, never going to say, hey, we're right where we want to be, because we're not. But I do think we're growing. I do think we're progressing as a team and learning to play as a team and understand what our strengths are. We battled a lot of injuries, way more injuries than I had anticipated at this stage of the season, and it's made it hard for sure. But once again, with all that being said, play against the top team and get in overtime, and you got a chance. So I just say that we are at a point in the season where I think that you learned the first 6 games, and now we got to strap it up and finish strong. So that's what it is. That's right. I think it's huge, and I think that, having that experience, Peyton played the majority of that game and really led us to that victory on the offensive side of the football, and we played well in all 3 phases, and that was a big win for our program for sure. And so I think that you take that confidence and knowing that we've done that there, and going to play in a tougher venue for sure, but another road